Hello, everyone. I'm James Merrill of the Popcorn Ready podcast, and today's movie review will be of the Halloween Ends movie. It is an 18 rated horror thriller that was released this year. It lasts an hour and 51 minutes long, and the bio of it is set 4 years after her last encounter with masked killer Michael Myers. Laurie Strode is living with her granddaughter and trying to finish off her memoir. Myers hasn't been seen since, and Laurie finally decides to liberate herself from her rage and fear and is starting to embrace life. However, when a young man stands accused of murdering a boy that he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that forces Laurie to confront the evil that she simply cannot control. The film is based on characters by John Carpenter, and it also features the music of John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davies. The director of this flick was David Gordon Green. Well, where to begin on one of the most successful horror franchises in film history? I think this might have been the 7th or 8th movie. Starting off with my likes, I thought the music was epic, sets the scene, perfect for a horror film. I also think the two standout stars, as always in the Halloween movies, has to be Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, and I want to give a big shout out to Rohan Campbell, who plays Corey Cunningham in this film. I thought Corey's character in Halloween Ends portrays a young man that's becoming more and more unhinged with all the stuff that's going around him. There's also a very big sense of he's unable to escape, sort of like a drowning situation, as the environment and the people of the town he lives in just cannot forget. They cannot forgive, and he is just swamped with these fears and regrets. And it's really portrayed quite well in the film. It's also really nice that this franchise turned a little bit away from Michael Myers and actually wanted to set up another character. I think in the many movies that, Halloween has done, it's nice that another character other than Laurie's, aka Jamie Lee Curtis, actually has a bit of character depth, which is very good for this horror slasher. I also like the showing of passing of time, mainly in the characters. Like, Laurie Strode is looking her age right now, over all the decades that she's been in this franchise. And it's also nice to see Michael Myers kind of, portrayed as an older character, not like he was before. I really enjoyed the start of this movie, as I think it sets up the scene and the tone for the whole film. Out of all the supporting actors, I do think Will Patton, again, as Deputy Frank, is brilliant. But I think he needed to be that bit more of a hero character. He's kind of sidelined a little bit in this film, which I thought was a bit disappointing. Another actress that I thought did superbly in the previous movie was Judy Greer, who plays Laurie's family. I thought she did an excellent emotional acting performance, and again, she hardly features in this for some reason. Another like, as with all the Halloween movies, is the gore and the death scenes, and again we all have a bit of good butchery with knives and other handheld weapons. You also still get Michael Myers' menacing presence and unrelenting psychotic killer mentality, unafraid of death. I have to say as well, as the movie suggests, this is the last movie in the franchise, so the whole thing goes full circle. And I actually liked the ending and how it was portrayed for a change. I think it was sort of what the fans and newcomers would have wanted to have seen. It sort of does go full circle and sort of is quite a healing moment for everyone, including all the town people. A couple of things I would have wanted to have seen or been done a little bit differently. Firstly, more deaths. We love a good gory slasher. This is what Halloween is famous for. and I do think in the middle of the film it needed a bit more of a body count and a few more creative ways of Michael Myers killing innocent people. Although the scenes and stuff that they did have in were done expertly, for me, I just wanted to see a little bit more. Also, the storyline, I do think this one was trying to be a bit more creative than some of the others, but I feel because there's been so many movies in this franchise, it kind of was a bit sort of too easy to see what was going to happen. So it was original but also unoriginal at the same time. Although personally, I did quite enjoy it. I also think the director could have been a bit more risque and done some really interesting camera angles and panning shots on some of the scenes. Instead, he kind of just played it a bit safe for my liking. Anyhow, team, on to my ratings. I'm going to give Halloween Ends a 5.9 out of 10. My all-time favourite of the Halloween films has to be the original, the 1978 version. What a classic. Thank you all for listening. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.